Hey, friends out there, this is Thursday, April 6th, 2023, and it is just about 5:55 in the morning here in Northern California. And as usual, today I'll talk about a few different things. And I hope everybody's doing as well as they can in a crazy ass world run by money loving freaks, money masters of misery. Yeah, friends, that's the biggest problem that humanity's had throughout the ages. And it all deals with money, the love thereof. No other creature has that burden. It's a very intriguing thing, that human beings being far and away vastly more intelligent than all the other creatures combined, than all the other species combined. Yet we cannot figure out our own problems and how to get away from the junk being the money. But when you see the problems it causes in our society, in our civilization, in our local communities, in the hearts and minds of men, you got to wonder what is wrong. What is wrong with us as a species, as a race? And the horrible things money compels people to do. It just sickens me to my core, and I wish it sickened everybody to their core and drove us to find a way to get off it. And we could come together and get off it, but evil men will fight tooth and nail. They'll do everything they can to keep making us believe that we absolutely need money. They want it to be more and more relevant in our lives, not less and less relevant. And my whole life I've witnessed that unfold since the assassination of JFK. That's when the ball really started rolling. It started rolling slow at first, but it's gradually picked up steam. And here we are, and the way they make money more and more relevant is by raising your cost of living. They all collaborate and collude. It's all about the politicians running the show. These are the leaders of the people, right? The government, when really the only legitimate government is you and me. It's we the people, not we some of the people. But yet, a tiny critical mass is steering this ship of fools. So the politicians, in collaboration, in collusion with the money printers, those that own the perpetual rights to print the money, they got a perpetual patent on this thing, this substance, this entity called money. Satan's ambrosia, as I call it. The thing that corrupts us all in our hearts and minds. To some degree, we're all money lovers. They control it. They control the purse strings. They control our sense of security, our sense of freedom through money. And my whole life, I've watched money become more and more relevant. You need it more and more and more. That nut that people have to crack every month to pay their bills has just gotten harder and harder and harder. That bar that people have to reach in order to succeed and just live a comfortable life where they're not living in fear, that is insecurity, of lack of money, money, and have that lifestyle they want. It's just gotten harder and harder for people. This national debt that's so seldom talked about. I hope people finally start realizing how they're extracting the interest on the principal of this almost $32 trillion debt. Can you imagine that? How are we going to? Nobody talks about how we're ever going to pay that off. It's just about passing the buck, kicking the can down the road. But I'm here to tell you, friends, that if these evil men get their way, they would keep humanity enslaved to them forever. And that's how they enslave us, is through this national debt, through the debt. And America, being the most influential nation on earth, and this dollar being the world reserve currency, okay, we are the ones to blame for all these trickle down or chain reaction issues all around the world. You know, people look to America for leadership. But I'm telling you, friends, you know, the countries that are the happiest out there don't. They say, hey, you know, we got to figure this out on our own. But yet, it's all interconnected now. All the monetary systems all around the world, they make sure they stay unified. They've got to stay unified. You know, all these banking crises and all this crap, you know, they're getting bailouts. I mean, they're just doing this stuff in an underhanded way, bailing them out. The criminals, you know, criminals. The best way to rob a bank, as they say, is by owning a bank. And there's no ramifications. There's no you don't see anybody getting in trouble for this. But you know they saw all this stuff coming, these problems in these banks, long, long ago. But they said, you know what, I'm getting a handsome paycheck. I'm doing fine. I'm getting rich. So screw it all, man. Let's just go down with the ship and leave it to the Federal Reserve, the Depositors Insurance Corporation, all this crap. It sickens me to my core. We need an utter collapse of the system. We need a year of jubilee when the debt is forgiven. We need to start fresh. You know, historically speaking, when you oppress the people too hard, that is when you take away their hope of getting ahead, to have a sense of financial security, a sense of financial freedom. What happens is you end up with a bloody revolution. And then you get a reprieve for a period of time until the evil men pick up steam again and they can start enslaving people through monetary means, through needing them more and more, by making themselves more and more relevant. You understand? So you got to scramble more and more. You got to figure out how you're going to pay your bills, how you're going to crack that nut. You got to learn how to pull a rabbit out of the hat, do some fancy footwork to reach that bar. That's what they like. That's what they want. That gives them security. They like that. That gives them a way out of fear. They say, we got you now. We got you. We've solidified. We've cemented our theft of the planet's wealth through this method. In perpetuity, forever and ever and ever. We're going to run the world. And we don't care about you. We don't care about the wreckage. We don't care. It's all collateral. All those human beings that suffer needlessly at our hands because we make their lives harder and harder and harder. We don't care. We don't need you anymore. This is the industrial age in full bloom. It's very easy to produce all the things we want and need. When was the last time you walked into one of these gigantic stores like Lowe's? You see all this crap everywhere, this oversupply. I mean, the shelves are just bulging with this crap, and the prices keep going up and up. We talk about supply and demand. Oh, that's why. That's the explanation for why your cost of living goes up. It's not because of the national debt. Oh, no. Oh, bull. They're a bunch of freaking liars. That's what they are. They're liars. They're cheaters. They're swindlers. They're thieves. They're murderers. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. All they care about is continuing to run the show, to continue to be relevant, continue to remain in power and control. They're a contemptuous bunch, unconscionable, insufferable. I tell you what, may God have mercy on the souls of evil men, because these men, they don't care about you. They don't care about God. All they care about is they're sick. I mean, it's like madmen. What do madmen, insane people care about? Okay, they don't care about things that matter in the scheme of God's perspective, okay? Like this planet being God's property, rightfully, because the evil men sure as hell didn't create it. They didn't even create the brain in their skull. God created that for them too. Everything belongs to God, properly, rightfully. The sole proprietor of everything in the whole universe. The planet's God's. We're God's equally beloved children. God wants the best for us. God says share. Get along with each other. You're all born filthy rich. Now get along with each other. Figure it out. They're all the other creatures. You're without excuse. No other creature has any use for this crap. Look how easily it corrupts the hearts and minds of men. Figure out how to get off it, but evil men won't let us. So at some point, God's got to draw the line in the sand and say, that's it. Okay, and that's the point in history we are. Thank God. I really think we're toward the end because people are starting to wake up. They have to. It's for their own survival. Okay, we've got to get out of this quandary, this mess, this muck and mire that's been shoved down our throats from birth. This telling us you need money. Absolutely, that's common sense. You need money, and you need it more and more and more. And no, your life's not going to get easier and easier. It's harder and harder and harder because we impose that burden on you. Yeah, a few of you will escape into a bourgeois middle-class life, but that's it. We can't let everybody. We don't want a bunch of uppity, cocky, middle-class, bourgeois people, okay, that are secure and don't need us. No, we want you to need us more and more and more. We don't want your money going up in worth like it's supposed to, according to capitalism, according to supply and demand laws. Oh, no. We want the other thing. And we're getting our way because we're in power. And we'll do anything to keep power. Hell yes, we'll sell our conscience. You keep your boundaries, you stupid idiot, foolish little goody two-shoes out there preaching this gospel and all this crap. Your God is impotent, feckless pustule of a God. We're the ones in control. We run this show forever and ever and ever if they can get away with it. So what do you think God's doing? For the saints, for the righteous, for the meek out there that desperately want his will to be done on earth, that desperately want to live in a world without any form of money, and nobody there that wants any form of money. You go to another place. That's how it's predicted in Scripture. It's all prophesied. That's how it's going to unfold. God reads your heart and mind. He knows what's in there. So when he comes to separate the righteous from the wicked, the money lovers from those that despise money, although we all love money for good common sense reasons, God understands that. I mean, God, please forgive us. I mean, we need it to pay our bills. These evil men will have our lives. It's the cost of living, the cost of existing, the cost of surviving. Same thing, right? That's what they're charging us, God. They've been charging us from our birth. Like they own the planet, Lord. Oh my God, you understand? So God understands why we all love money, for good practical reasons. But you also have to remember, ultimately, we must get off it. We've all got to purge our own evil hearts as individuals and collectively preach the good news. Win friends for God. Tell them God's on your side. When God gets his way, not if. This is how it's going to be. You understand? So you've got to get on the same page with God and want his will firmly established on this planet. And when it is, it's going to look dramatically and profoundly different from how it looks right now. Figure it out. How a society can work without any form of money, whereby everybody is prosperous. Universal prosperity. Universal financial freedom. Universal financial security. Fairness. Universal fairness. That, my friends, is what's coming, and that is good news. The best news is that God has taken away death. That's the best news. Death doesn't exist. No, I mean that's a lie.